Well, it's raining, so we've got this to contend with. Ha, look at that. Okay, well, ah, running water upstairs and down. That's what we got. All right. Huh. I'll have to figure out now what I'm going to do. Here, I wonder. Oh, oh, oh my goodness. Well, let me take this down. That's all full of water. Of course it is. There we go. All right. Not good. Not good, Rocky. Well, we got a dishpan here. Is that going to work? I know the bed's all wet because of that. There we go. That should catch it. Huh. What an all... Oh, there we go. That's catching it. But, of course, the bed's all wet. I have receipts in these drawers. This is the thing I'm keeping receipts in. I hope my receipts aren't wet. Let me look and see here. You can't keep anything. This is why we can't have nice things, Rocky. Oh, look at that dirty, disgusting nastiness. Yeah, it's raining. It sucks to high hard one, Rocky. But what can you do, eh? All right, we wiped that all off. Look at the dirty, disgusting stuff there. Yeah. I don't think we'll drink that water. Eh? What are you up to? I see. He's looking at the refrigerator. Are you looking at the refrigerator? You are? What do you think's in the refrigerator? Hey, is it your food? Is it your wet food? Ha, he says, you know it is. You know it. Well, no, there isn't any, actually. There's no wet food in there, Rocky. You know what that means? It means I gotta open a new can. That's what it means. You're making me work. You are. You're making me do work. Oh well, I guess I should feed you, though, eh? Can't expect you to live here with me and not feed you. That'd be crazy. Look at that, eh? I think this one is Chef's dinner again. Variety. Variety is the spice of life, Rocky. When I worked in the wire factory years ago, my foreman, Jack Radford, he was quite a character. I really liked Jack. Jack was really good to me. And Jack, one time I had to go to the maintenance shop for some reason. I must have had a machine that was down. The machine I was using must have been down or something. And Jack was in there. And of course, you know, in a maintenance shop or whatever, a garage basically, where the industrial mechanics work, they had a poster up on the wall of a half-naked girl, you know, with her boobies hanging out and all that. And this was in the days before political correctness, back in the 80s. There you go, my friend. There you go. Enjoy. Enjoy, Rocky. I know he will enjoy. He always does. But anyway, they had this poster there. And I was explaining to the mechanic in there what my issue was or whatever, why I was there. It must have been a broken machine. Anyway, Jack was standing there. And Jack looked over at me and he says, well, he kind of nodded towards the poster and he said, what do you think of that? And I said, well, that looks all right, Jack, you know. I said, I have no complaints about it. You know, looks okay to me. And Jack says, oh yeah, he said, you're darn right. He said, that there, my friend, he said, is the spice of life. Right there, he said, that's the spice of life. And I said, well, I guess I'll have to agree with you. I think you're right, Jack. Yeah, the spice of life is a good way to describe that. Anyway, um, yeah, Jack was in his 60s at the time. He was close to retiring, but he was a good guy, and he was really good to me anyway. That's back when the town of Perth was still more for working people and less for rich people. Although there was always an atmosphere there about, the poor were always expected, we were always expected to know our place because it was an old money town. But still, it was livable if you were poor back then. It's no longer livable. It's now gentrified to the point where only the wealthy can stay there. But it is what it is. The upper middle class and the upper class. That's it. But I watched that process happen, and I watched the poor people get squeezed out. The police showed the poor no mercy at all. That was part of the deal, to squeeze the poor people out. And landlords and real estate and everything, they all conspired together to keep rents and property values really high, to squeeze the poor out, which they did. They managed to get the rents and the property values up that only rich people could afford to buy there, and you couldn't afford to live there unless you had money. That's what ended up happening. And that was by design. These things that happen, they all happen by design. It's all part of a plan. But anyway, I do remember that, though. But Rocky might argue with the idea that the lady with the big breast is the spice of life. He might say that right there is the spice of life. I think to Rocky, that bowl there with the wet food in it, either that or a licky treat. A licky treat could also be the spice of life. Probably even more so. Of course, the lady with the big boobs could also be a licky treat, but not the kind of licky treat Rocky would be interested in. Anyway, it's quite wet out there. So, yeah, I don't think this is going to be an outside day for us. But that's it. We'll talk to you later. Rocky's really enjoying that anyway. All right, bye for now.